So this week's topic of Emunah Mondays was the beauty of the unknown. And before we begin, the class was actually sponsored and dedicated to a couple names. So one was Bracha Devorah Bat Leah for clarity and Zivug, Bracha Bat Shendel for her health and Zivug, Chana Bat Chayadina for Zivug and Brachot, and Chaya Gabriel Masauda Bat Sarah for a full and ultimate Refuah Shalema. So the topic was the beauty of the unknown. And diving into it, the reason I chose this topic was because recently I've just been seeing a lot of people mentioning unknown and not knowing and this and that, and I felt like, you know what, like, why not make a class on it? Why not make a class and give a better or a different perspective that I feel can honestly change a person's life? And the perspective switch is the fact that, it does make sense that the unknown is scary and it's nerve-wracking and it's a fear. It's a genuine fear and it can postpone or even cause people to not do things that they want to do or should be doing. Whether it's apply for a job, go on a date with somebody, marry someone, you name it. There's just the fact of not knowing what can happen is scary, especially in this day and age when we live in a world that all the detail, like we want to know all the details. It's like we search for it to the point it's like, oh, before I apply for this job, I want to know all the information about this job. Before I go on a date with a girl, I want to know all the details about this girl. Go on a date with a guy, I want to know all the details. Like, you don't leave any room. And what is that room for? The room is for Hashem. If it has an answer and everything is so clear and everything is so crystal clear and logical and everything makes sense, there's no room for God. You're not welcoming God into it. Anything. You're not. It's like, you're just gonna immediately make excuses or reasons or justifications for something, as opposed to being like, no, that was Hashem. It's like, I got the job because I applied for it. And because I went to school and I qualified for this and that. This, all that. How about you just blindly go in? And that's where dark times come in. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to take. That's the leap. You take that leap. Why? It's because, yes, it's scary. But it's scary if you look at it from the perspective of, I don't know what lies ahead of me. And by default, just the way the human mind works, we're automatically factoring in worst case scenarios. We're just factoring it in. And that's like our like safety net that we do. Like, it's to save ourselves. Is we start factoring in all these things. So that's why that concept of fearing of the unknown even exists. But now, how do we counter it? A simple way to counter it, again, simple in words but simple in doing, is it's just practice. Is why not just perspective change it? Just change the way you see it. You can look at it as a fear of, I don't know what's lying ahead, or you can label it. You can label the fear, label the unknown. What are you going to label the unknown? Label it God. The unknown is Hashem. We don't see Hashem directly in our life right in front of us physically. The most physical way that we can see Hashem is the unknown. Just sub God into it. Whatever that unknown, that patch, that block is, place Hashem right into it. That is Hashem. You can even go as far as to say that is the physical version of God. That is Hashem. This unknown is Hashem. And now, once you do that, you have to expand on it. You can't just say, that's God, so he's the reason for this. No, expand on it. Understand what Hashem is, who Hashem is. Hashem's the creator. Hashem wants what's best for you. Hashem will put you and make sure to get you in scenarios that is best for you. But now you do have free will and you choose how to take it and how to see it. You can take something as, oh my gosh, this is traumatic, or you can take it as a lesson. Or you can take it as both at different stages, and that's fine too. But understand, if you fill that emptiness, that unknown aspect, and you fill it with Hashem, it's not that, it doesn't appear fearful, it doesn't appear scary anymore. It's actually like, wow. And you look at it like like a person, like a kid going into school for the first day. He wants his parent to walk him into class. Why does he want to? Why does he want somebody to walk him into? Not just anyone. Why does he want the parent to walk him into class? It's because there's a sense of fear. But the fear doesn't really make that much. Like, what is he scared of? Was he scared of the kid? He doesn't know the kids. He doesn't know the teacher. It's this. He's scared because he doesn't know. So he wants he wants somebody that he does know. He wants something secure to walk him in with him. The minute he walks in, he sees friends. Oh, he already sees people. He makes friends. He sees the teacher. The teacher introduces him. Boom, boom, boom. It's just all everything. But why? Why? He just wanted a hand. Just wanted a hand to walk him in. And it's like, that's what Hashem is. When we see that dark moment and that unknown moment, identify that moment as that is Hashem. Hashem's right there. And now picture him sticking his hand out. And you have to make the decision to grab his hand. Grab his hand and walk in with him. Not walk in and be like, and walk in thinking, oh, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but you know what? I factored all these equations, and you know what? Blah blah blah. It won't be that bad, or you know what? Don't even factor it in, because that's just creating stress and anxiety. Just go into it, and go into it wholeheartedly. If you're going in with it anticipating the worst, you're most likely gonna get the worst. If you're going in thinking good, you most likely will come out good. So why not go in not even worried? And you won't have a reason to be worried. Go in holding Hashem. Hold him by his hand and walk in with him. That is the unknown. Hashem is the unknown. That is exactly what makes Hashem Hashem, is the unknown. If you knew everything, it wouldn't be Hashem. That's not Hashem. If you understood everything about Hashem, that's not God. Hashem is unknown. You will not get to that level. But that's the beauty of it. Because you won't, there's a sense of beauty in that. And that's what makes him God. That's what makes him Hashem. So it's like, so that's the mentality that one should have when facing any dark or confusing or just unpredictable moment in your life. Is that instead of looking at it as an unpredictable or dark or a stressed or a scary moment, look at it like that is Hashem. Hashem is showing himself in the most clear way that he can if you choose to put him. Because again, Hashem is where you choose to put him. And he fits perfectly in the unknown. It's a perfect fit. So why not just assign the unknown to Hashem? That is Hashem. And walk in with him with the whole hand. So again, the class was dedicated to Bracha Devorah Bat Leah for clarity and Zivug, Bracha Bat Shendel for her health and Zivug, Chana Bat Chayadina for Zivug and Brachot, and Chaya Gabrielle Masauda Bat Sarah for a full and complete Refuah Shalema. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.